How does it feel to be staying here for the next 3.5 years?
Yeah, very good. I'm honoured. I'm happy. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and we wanted to continue to build. And I've started something, and I think building something takes time. So I'm really happy I get the opportunity to stay here for longer and keep on contributing.
How happy are you that you get to build on what you've already started then?
Yeah, no, very happy, of course. Like I said, if you really want to build something, I think you hear everyone saying it all the time. Everyone is building, but it takes time to build. You can't build something over a night or in a couple of days. So it takes time. So I'm really happy that we're committed now. I commit to the club to do my work as well as I can. And the club is committing as well. So yeah, it takes time, and I get the time now to continue to build.
First game back, looking ahead to Manchester United. First off, team news, I suppose. How's the squad looking?
Good. Of course, we said we wanted to maximize the time that we got coming back in, because it's a short period of preparation. The squad looks really, really good. From a fitness perspective, Chloe is still not available. Duff is really close, but still not available. And then, of course, very sad news about Kyra's mom. She travelled back to Australia to be with her family.
Yeah, how is Kyra? I know she's only been there for sort of 48 hours, but I'm just wondering how she is. And I presume there's no sort of timescale. She's away for as long as she needs.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no time scale at the moment. She is where she needs to be. So she's with her mom and her sisters, spending time there. And that's all we know, and that's all that's important at the moment.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Renée.
Thanks.
Renée, again, congratulations on the new contract. Obviously, that came as part of, there was another announcement by the club this morning about Jodie Taylor stepping into the technical director role, and I was just wondering, how important is it for you to A, have this sort of support system around you in terms of Jodie and Claire, but also actually having that clarity as well in terms of like what parts of the job you do, where you can delegate, and how that all works and sort of structure.
No, really good. I think it's a really good step for the club, and the game is growing so fast. If you look at how we are growing as a team, and size of staff, and how we need to align ourselves and communicate well, and how we need to think about the here and now and about the future, I think this role is so important. So formalizing that and being able to build structure and processes around it, it's key. So really happy with that.
And earlier in the week, there was the announcement of Smilla Holmberg signing for the club. First of all, what can you tell us about the qualities that you're hoping she will bring to the squad?
Yeah, so of course, Smilla, young player, has done really well, spent her whole career up until now at Hammarby, has done really well there, played different roles for Hammarby in her right back position, but can do different things. So she has versatility, and that's what she's going to bring to us as well. But it's always you see her play, you watch video, you get to know her, but you will never know exactly until the player comes into the environment. And it's been so good so far. She's very humble, hard worker, wants to take in and observe, but at the same time she's also shown who she is, and she presents herself in a way that really fits with the team. And on the training pitch she's done really well. So far she's left a really good impression, and I look forward to keep on working with Smilla, because we believe in her as a player for the here and now, but also for the future. Obviously she's very young.
And just a last one from me, on the sort of slightly wider point, in terms of the fullbacks you now have at your disposal, where you kind of have players who can maybe offer different sorts of qualities, is that something you'd be kind of looking at in terms of, like, instead of saying maybe, okay, this player's a backup for this player, instead you have one player who can do this thing, another player can do that, and yeah, so I'm just wondering how you see all those options you have at your disposal sort of, coming together.
Well, Of course, ideally, in a dream scenario, you have 2 players on every position that can play exactly all the ways we want to play and can bring everything. But that's not realistic. So, but I think what we do look at and where we see the game growing and how we want to play is that we want versatile players, and so it's that the qualities that you bring as a player, but also we have a schedule with so many games. If you look at this upcoming block, for example, we're active in 5 competitions. So we also need a big squad to be able to perform in all those games and have fresh ideas, fresh legs on the pitch when necessary. So yeah, it's good. The quality of the squad is really good, and there's high competition. So that's really good as well. We're pushing each other, but we're also supporting and helping each other to become the best team possible. So yeah, I'm happy that Smilla has become a part of that.
Great. Thanks, Renée.
Great. Hi, Renée. You've had some time to look at Leila Harbert now, sort of since she's been back from the States. What's the plan with her? Sort of, have you got any news to share on that?
No news to share, but it's been good to see her again. She went overseas, of course, so we haven't seen her in a couple months. She's come back and we've connected on where she stands now as a football player, and what we as a club see is good for her to keep on developing and for her short-term, medium-term and long-term future. So, no, it's been really good to have her back in the environment, to see where she is, measure herself with our players, our midfielders. So, it's been really good. So good to see Leila back with us.
And the plan then to stay here, or is that still something that could change in terms of a loan?
Yeah, so we'll communicate something when there's a clear plan for her to communicate, of course. So you'll hear from us when the plan is ready to be communicated.
And last time I asked you about players coming from Sweden. There's been a lot of that in this January transfer window. You've obviously had Smilla coming in. What do you make of that, though? So many players coming over from that league to the WSL.
No, it's good. It's a compliment to the Damallsvenskan. I think obviously I've played there and I've worked there. I've always loved living and playing and coaching in Sweden. I love the country. I think there's a special mindset with the people, and I think everything starts with really hard work and being really respectful around life, around your football, around each other. So I'm not sure. I think that there's something there, maybe in the psychology of the people and the mindset in the country. But of course, also a big compliment to the federation and the league. To be able to stay at such a high level whilst leagues in other countries are growing very fast and there's a lot of investment. I think Sweden has kept their identity and looking at their ways to keep on improving the league and keep on improving players. I think coaching there, I think the understanding and the investment of players is really high, and also getting to know other coaches. I did my licenses in Sweden. I think the tactical side of the game is on a really high level as well in Sweden. So now it's a really good league, and I think really good compliment for everyone working in Sweden in the league and the federation, that it's in such a good place while competition is growing.
And just on Manchester United, 4-3 at the Emirates at the end of last season, 0-0 at Leigh Sports Village, sort of very different games if you look at the last few. What are you expecting from United tomorrow? Yeah,
so we expect them to come out and be aggressive and applying themselves as they want to. Of course, we see that they pride themselves on their defensive game, their intensity, their aggression. They have specific qualities they've added to their squad as well. So we'll see how they start and finish the game tomorrow. We'll have to be prepared for different scenarios, because depending on personnel, they might want to play those players to the strengths. So yeah, again, and that's the fun part about WSL. You have to prepare different scenarios because you don't exactly know how the teams are going to come out. What we do know is that we have to be on top of everything every single minute, because we felt it at the Emirates last year. We did win 4-3, but they came back with goals. They've shown it this season as well. So it's from start to finish and everything in between.
Hi, Renée. Can I just ask, what does the Arsenal mean to you? And how does the club values align with your own ethos and principles? When
you ask the question, I get goosebumps, because when I was a a young girl, there was not much to dream about, and there was not much to relate to when I was young, and I've never had this genetics, is that in myself to really be a fan of a club. But of course, I went to Arsenal, and something with Arsenal has always been special to me. I can't explain what it is, but I went here when I was 17 and got to know the people and got inspired by the women's team, because there was no women's football on TV when I grew up. Got inspired, and I think I feel a responsibility now, because now I'm here, I'm in it, I'm a part of it, and I feel a responsibility of. That's what inspired me when I was young. So I know what we're doing at the moment can also inspire people for the here and now, and for everything that's to come. So it's not wearing heavy on me, but I feel a responsibility that that I'm doing this hopefully for other people, driving something that's bigger than me, than us, and it is reaching a lot of people. So yeah, Arsenal means a lot to me.
Hi Renée, first of all, looking back at the match tomorrow, it's always a special game for Alessia, coming against her former colleagues and close friends like Ella too.
Yeah, well, I think there's friendships everywhere, but I think when the game starts on the pitch, that's nothing you think about. But of course, I think all players in our squad are very excited to start the second half of season and playing at the Emirates again tomorrow with, I think, 35,000 tickets sold. But yeah, for Alessia, it's a special one. She's done it now. She's been with us a couple of years, so she's played against United quite some games. So yeah, but I think in general, a lot of excitement in the squad to get going.
Have you set any targets that you'd like to achieve in the year ahead?
Yeah, we have objectives for every block and targets. What we like to do is, yes, there's outcome goals, but what actually do we need to do to get to those outcome goals? Like, it doesn't help us to talk about it. It helps us to talk about how are we going to do it and what are the processes and what do we need to deliver on a daily basis. So that's what we mainly focus on. But I think it speaks for itself that being part of Arsenal, you want to go for trophies.
Thanks. Sam?
Yeah. Hi Renée. In terms of achieving those objectives, Leah Williamson returned from injury against Crystal Palace. Do you think she's ready to start a WSL match against United, and how important is she in her leadership roles, even with Stina Blackstenius coming in terms of trying to nurture her talent as well?
She looks really good. So of course we built her in nicely last block with a couple of games where she came on, and then the start against Crystal Palace, which wasn't an easy game from other perspectives, the physicality and conditions. She's ready to start. She looks really good. She's had a good break and came back really sharp, and so it's really good to see. In terms of her leadership, we all know what Leah brings on the pitch. She's really clever and can solve situations, can see situations, can communicate situations, but also off the pitch. She's of course been at the club for so long. She has Arsenal in her heart, so she has that perspective, which is very special, which we really want to embrace, everything that has been before us, and then we have the here and now and the future, which she's really invested in as well. And then coming to Smilla, I think the team has been brilliant with Smilla this week. We say that we have processes in place on all levels, so on the club level, to make sure that the player, especially coming from another country, gets all the help that they need to settle into a new country. I think from a coaches and analyst perspective and wider staff perspective, we make sure that they get across everything, the way we work, the methodology, the game model, the role in that position. But then there's also a player-to-player onboarding or integration, and we like that process to go as quickly as possible, because we're a team and everyone needs to be in a place where you feel good to perform, and I think the team has done that really well so far.
Great, we'll come to the call now. Tim.
Hi Renée, I wanted to ask about Naomi Williams being recalled from loan. Is the plan for her to stay with the squad for the second half of the season? And with Daphne not quite ready, can I clarify that Annika Warburg is definitely fit for tomorrow?
Yes, Necky's fit, so she's ready to go. Naomi is back with us to stay, and we're happy to have her back. She's obviously been with the club for a time now, and she's developed so much. Got her loan, but we need her back with us now, and we're really happy that she is back with us to contribute.
And can I ask also about Jenna Nice-Wonga, whether she'll be part of the matchday squad tomorrow, or whether her future lies elsewhere in this window?
Jenna won't be in the squad tomorrow, and she's close to a loan move.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Tim. Rose?
Hi Renee, gefeliciteerd met je nieuwe contract.
Dankjewel.
First of all, so it's a bit of a direct question maybe, but is it a coincidence that Arsenal have appointed, sorry I have a really bad cold, have appointed a technical director today, the same day as your contract renewal, or was it something maybe you used in your negotiations?
Well, I think it's been a part of the plans of the club for longer, and I think it's really good. If you look at how the game is growing, how the size of what we do here is growing, and everything that's involved and needs to be linked with each other and aligned with each other, I think that role was necessary. But yeah, so I think the announcement of these two roles on the same day also speaks for the change in structure for the club.
All right, thank you. And in some games we've seen Arsenal maybe not really capitalizing on momentum and keeping the momentum, which is really important in a big game like tomorrow. Can you maybe talk to us a bit on how you work with the players on that?
We often start games well. We have so much quality to finish games well and to be able to change things if necessary, or just get fresh ideas, fresh legs in. The focus area for us has been to that phase in between, to do that really well as well, and what it does to us, positive momentum, negative momentum, goals for and goals against, and how we behave in those moments, and where we need to stay in a controlled middle, a sweet spot for ourselves psychologically, to be able to manage all phases in the game. And that's going to be important against United as well. Like I just said, they have a top squad, so it's going to be a really good game of football, hopefully tomorrow, with a lot of quality on the pitch. They have the ability to come back and do things late in games as well. So it's going to be extremely important that we manage all scenarios and all momentum phases in a really good way.
All right, thank you, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Happy New Year and congratulations, Renee.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
And this block is probably the hugest one you've had yet, isn't it? This next block coming up.
Depends on how you look at it. I think every block is important. I think we've had some big blocks with big challenges and strong opponents. But of course, from a point of view that we're active in 5 competitions. So we'll play WSL football, Champions League football, the Champions Cup, that's new, and then the 2 cups. So it's a block full of football, and yeah, of course we're very proud and very happy that we're competing on 5 fronts. So looking forward to the block.
You said at the end of the last block that you didn't mind that you were going to have to do the knockout stage because you quite like extra games. And is it almost that you can just keep the momentum going more from just playing endless games?
Well, we like I just mentioned, like we work here to get good outcomes, get results, and ultimately trophies. That's what we work for and what we want to achieve. Then how are you going to do it? Well, we were in a scenario where we didn't qualify directly, so we got the knockout games. And then I'm like, okay, if that's reality now, then that's really good for us, because we love to play football, and we love those moments with the fans, to be able to share that. And so I see that as, from the starting point, the scenario, I see that as very positive.
The final question from me is, what do you look forward to in a game like Man United at home in a very full Emirates?
I think there's a couple of key areas that we want to get right in the game that we know we have to do well against United. And I think we definitely need to match them in the physical game they want to play and be really good in our recognizing situations, positioning and aggression on the pitch. But then also doing that together with the fans. I really look forward to get back to the Emirates and create an atmosphere and create a strength in the stadium that's bigger than the 11 players on the pitch. So I really look forward to that. I think it can become a really special. I think it's Saturday tomorrow, Saturday. Because I think everyone looks forward to football again after this short break. Hopefully the fans as well, but the players definitely.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Adam. Catherine.
Hi Renée, just kind of building on the schedule, it is pretty relentless in the next 4 to 6 weeks in terms of the games coming thick and fast and also the standard of opposition that you're playing. I wonder kind of when you have a block like this coming straight after a break and a period of not playing, whether it's helpful having had that break because it's give you a chance to prepare and maybe refresh, or whether it can actually be a little bit more difficult because you've had that time off and now you've got this really intense period and you've got to sort of start going again, or whether maybe it's just a bit of both.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's difficult. I think the break was relatively short and the players have been active over their breaks as well, so they didn't lose fitness. So I think from that perspective, from a mental perspective and just getting recharged, spend time with family and being in other situation context that charges your battery. So I think from that point of view, it's been positive. So the block ahead of us, we are actually, because we've had so many blocks now with short turnarounds, 3 days in between, and we actually have had more than 7 days now leading into one game. Then we're going to have a long lead-in into Aston Villa. So we were actually talking the opposite, that there is some space in between games at the start of the block, which we want to use effectively. Because when you have those short turnarounds, it's really hard to train and work on details. So we want to use these days, in a really good way, and then we go into those short turnarounds again. But then we have such a good squad. So we'll need the players and we'll need the squad for the games and the demands of the games that are ahead of us.
Thanks, Catherine. Tom.
Thanks a lot, and congratulations Renée on the contract. Can I just ask, looking to 2029, if we were to sit and have a conversation that summer, where would you like Arsenal to be?
I think what's important for me is that the club and we are delivering things consistently. But again, that's outcome goals. I think what we need to achieve that is to be constantly on top of everything in the way we see football and how we want to play our football. Be really proactive with that, with the trends in football and where we see our strengths and how we work with recruitment over time. And then the other one would be how we build a culture here in the building with the staff and players. Because I believe that that's the foundation of maximizing football potential on the pitch. So that's definitely something that if 2029, that sounds crazy, by the way, 2029, but or at any point when you leave, you feel like you're leaving something better behind, and that's my ultimate goal for myself.
And just on that length, can you talk a bit more, please, about how much it means to you that it is 3.5 years, not 18 months or something short term, that it is, if it feels like it's a real show of faith from all parties, that it's a longer term thing?
Yeah, no, that of course feels very good, and I'm grateful for the opportunity and the belief of the club that this is the direction we want to go. So I'm really grateful for that, and but also then huge responsibility on me to make things happen. And make the team, the football, everything around it, make that go in the right direction. And that's on me to deliver. And then from a bigger picture perspective, I think if you have more time. We spoke about it earlier. If you have more time, then I believe you can do things that are more sustainable. So the day I leave, there's something really good in place that the club can continue on, and the next one as well. I'm in. At the end of the day, I'm not forever, but Arsenal will be forever.
Well, thank you. Good luck, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
So, Frida.
Hey Renée.
Hey.
I was going to ask about Smilla, but I feel like you've covered her quite a lot already. Although I did notice that, unfortunately, the club had to close the comment sections on a few posts about her on social media. I was just wondering what you think about that, and also how do you prepare Smilla for representing such a huge club as Arsenal? I mean, she's played for Hammarby, which is also a big club, but this is obviously a different level.
Yeah, no, of course, what's happened online and what does happen online consistently, it's sad, it's not good, it's not a positive development in society, so it doesn't make me happy at all. No one deserves this, because it's coward actions, of course. So think about the people. We're all human beings, and we have feelings, so please don't. That would be my message to the outside world, if I can make a statement and make a little bit of an impact, because not good. But yeah, we support Smilla, of course, and we have a good system in place to support. Smilla here now, new in with us. She's young, but like you said, she's played for Hammarby for a long time, which is a big club in Sweden with a big fan base. Very loud fans as well, playing under pressure, playing to win things. So I think there are quite some similarities, of course, in different countries. But she brings a humble mindset, a hardworking mindset. I really like it, and but also some form of confidence, and this is me, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I want to contribute with, and then with big pride of getting to represent Arsenal. So I think she's come in really well, and so I really look forward to work with Smilla.